All right, we got a special guest here, man. I'm really excited. I wish I could have played with this guy, man. Yeah, I wish I could have been. I mean, we would have had to pay a 4-4 though, man. We weren't gonna play a 4-3 because me and him had to be in the middle together. But y'all, we got Eriq Gilyard. Eriq, hey man, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Mr. Dallas. How about you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. You at the next level, doing your thing. So, man, we're just excited and are proud of you back here in Duval, and glad that you got time for us,
Yes, sir. No problem. Always.
man. So, you know, it's no secret. All right. So, two of your former teams are going at it week one. So, first, let's talk about if you can get in your time machine and go back. So go back to your days at Ed White. You were there first. Just talk about like that experience. You know, some of the fond memories that you had there.
Yeah. So Ed White is deeply embedded in my family. From my mom to my dad to my uncles. It's big on family, cousins, everybody. We all went there. So just the tradition of me being able to go there my freshman year was big. Being able to go play and start as a freshman. I still hold, a lot of those memories, dearly to me. Just being able to play on that field, growing up, always hearing about, what my daddy did, this and that, seeing different people play, Casey Turner, different people like that. It was always a dream of mine to be able to play on that field. I got to do that my freshman year in high school.
Yeah, man. Your dad was the truth. He and I came out the same year, and so I know just that history and that last name. I know that really meant something to a lot of people, probably in the city, to see you there, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, talk about just like the season. What do you remember about the seasons there? That experience, the team that you were on.
Oh yeah, my freshman year, we had a lot of good players. Some even one in the league now, Javaris Davis, who I kind of look up to as my big brother. A lot of other different players, Corey Glass, Justice Johnson. I could go on and name a whole bunch of people. Jordan Johnson. We lost some brothers on that team. We ended up going to the third round of the playoffs. Lost to, I believe, I forget the team name, Pensacola, but we lost to them. But man, it was a great season. That we went the farthest we had in a little while ahead. Like, the next year I feel like we could have been even better. I had the whole team stay together and everything, but how everything went. Coach Pearson ended up getting fired. A lot of our coaching staff went different ways, so kind of broke up what we had going on there. But for that year I was there, business was booming. Everybody in the city had their eyes out on here. We was kind of bringing that tradition, that swag back.
You definitely were bringing that swag and tradition back from the old Ed White days of old, and you made the decision to go over to Hammond Drive to Trinity Christian. So talk about that experience over there, as a conqueror.
Oh yeah, 800 Hammond Boulevard, got a lot of history to it, just alone off the name. So many great players, so much tradition there. The biggest thing I can say from Trinity is just legacy, man. Carrying on the legacy of the person who came before you. I don't really know if people pay attention to it, but if you look, it's kind of like the way we was going when I was there. You handed down the number of the person who you reminded them of, or you kind of resembled on the field, and it was just like, don't let them down, or try to do as good as they did, and you didn't want to be the person or the group that was looked at as like, oh man, they weren't it. You were trying to outdo the last people who was before you. So just being around so many great players there, just thrive success.
Talk about some of those players. Of course, you were one of them, but talk about some of the ones that you played with, and some of the ones that you heard about.
Yeah. So in my class, you got me, Tamar Connor, who at Virginia Tech now. You got Eriq Johnson, who at Nebraska. Jesse Urbina was an offensive lineman we had on the team. Naeem Bozeman. That's just my class. Then you go down to class before us. You got Tyreek. Not Tyreek. You got Sean Wade, DJ Matthews, Rasheed Martin, Chase Lasser, LeBron Roberts, TJ Robinson. Man, we got some dogs. Derek Smith. And you go down to class before that. You got Jalen Boyd, Dominique Ross. In the class before that, Kevin Tolliver. Vic Alexander, Jeff Holland, Chris Barr, Andre Smith, Ben Hills. So, let's go on, man. We had some real deal players over there.
So, talk about how the historic traditions of Ed White. Some of the players that you mentioned before, some of that storied history from the days that you played, how you were bringing that back, but those days, of course, like, when some of your family members played, talk about how that is very similar to those days at Trinity, when you played.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of pride going to it. I just think as far as being at Ed White and Trinity, the biggest thing is pride, taking pride in the program and the values. Trinity, we always say we're gonna be the toughest team on the field. We're gonna out physically beat you for 4 quarters. Ed White is the same way, built off the same foundation. If you go back in the day, they ran the wing tee, green tee and the 4-4. So that's really all we knew, that is just being physical and being better than the person who was in front of you. So yeah, that means this is the tradition of pride. I believe, I think, was the biggest thing that's in common from both of them.
So, what do you think about the game? Ed White is, they went to the playoffs last year for the first time in 7 years. They actually, qualified for it. There's been a lot of players coming over to Ed White now, which is very different from when you were in high school, right? It wasn't a lot of players, going over to Ed White then. So, just tell us what your thoughts about the two teams matching up for the first time ever.
I got a little brother who plays at Ed White currently, so he been telling me a lot about what's going on and kind of the tradition that they're bringing back. They actually got a lot of the old coaches that I had from my freshman year when I was there, and they went to the playoffs for the first time since my last year there. So I'm happy for them and the success that they get. I truly hope they can get the program back to where it is, because that's always gonna be home for me. Both of them, Trinity and Ed White, will always be home for me. So I'm happy for either one of their success. And as far as Trinity, it's just reload, lock and reload area. You gonna find out another person who you probably didn't know the year before, but you're like, man, where he come from? Where they get him from? So I always know they'll be ready each and every year with Coach Dorman at the head and all those guys over there. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I can't really say pick a side. I'm rooting for my little brother and I hope he do good. But I'm gonna be at home watching, monitoring the score, seeing what's going on.
Oh yeah, I would never ask you to pick a side, right? Never ask you to pick a side, definitely, man. Hey, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And before you go, just talk about this season. What are your expectations for this year?
For me and myself and my team?
Yes.
So I'm at Kansas now. I really don't have too many personal goals. Just I feel as if I get myself better in every aspect of my game, that everything else will take care of itself. But I kind of want to help revive this program from where it's been. I kind of took that challenge coming out of the portal. This opportunity I seen for me to be able to come here and make a difference. I think that'll resonate my legacy longer than going somewhere else possible. So being able to revive this program, get it back going, be able to get to a bowl game and have a successful season. That's one of my biggest goals right now. So that's what we're working towards here at Kansas.
And not everyone can tout themselves, as a player that's in the Big 12, and someone who went D1 out of high school. Of course, a lot of the high school kids, really that's their big time goal, is to go D1 and do exactly what you did. So do you have any advice for some of the 23 kids or younger who are looking to try and make it to the next level?
Yeah, for sure. I would say discipline. That should be the main focus right now, is disciplining yourself, to be able to do not only what your coaches, teaching you to do, but as well as, the right thing. My coach in high school at AY would always preach to me, do the right thing. And that kind of stuck with me about my whole entire life, still to this day. You often have a choice. You often know what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do. So making that choice to do the right thing, is the biggest thing, I feel. In high school, you may have, different temptations and different distractions, but in order to be different and go D1, you got to discipline yourself, to stay on that road and, do the right thing. So that'll be my biggest advice to all the seniors just coming up this year. Just discipline your mind, be able to do the right thing, make the right decisions, and everything else to take care of itself.
Last question. So, of course, we're kicking off the college football season, and the 2022 class, a lot of these freshmen are in their programs, starting up. Do you recall when your first year, and do you have any advice for them?
Oh yeah, I remember like it was yesterday. The biggest advice is just to go out and be who you are. You might be on a different stage, and it may seem different, but football is still football. It's the same sport that we all been playing since we were younger. So don't change your passion of the game just because of where you are, or maybe circumstances that you may be put in, or the outcome. Go get them a reason to put you on the field. That's the biggest thing I can say. Get them a reason to put you on the field and take care of your schoolwork. Man, that first semester is the biggest and most important semester in the class. So make sure you take care of your schoolwork and just go hard on that field. Get them a reason, to say, man, we gotta play him somewhere. He'll be good.
Championship advice from a championship linebacker. Hey, Eriq, thank you so much, and best of luck this season at Kansas. Right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.